What's going on, everybody? This is Jay Leno, and I am here with my guys in the building to talk about Daredevil Reborn. Born Again, episode 4. I got SSJ, Jonan, Bundle, my cousin Derek in the
What's
building,
happening?
guys. How what'd you guys think of the episode? In general.
Solid.
I
It was
mean,
okay.
a little flat,
It was.
but it was all right. Like acting wise,
was-
it was great. But all right, hang on.
Yeah, it was serviceable. Like there were some things in there that I would have cut out.
Well, we'll do our usual. Go down the list. Start with you, SSJ. Not in go into too much detail, but kind of give us your pros and cons of the episode.
So the pros I thought were definitely Punisher and Daredevil having their confrontation.
Hold on, who's that robot?
I think that might be me. Hang on.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, if I still hear
I might mute you, Jonan.
I was making sure it wasn't me. Okay, cool.
Let me see if
her. Let me mute myself.
How about everybody not talking? They mute themselves.
Yeah, just mute up. Yep. Okay, go ahead, SSJ.
Okay, better. Okay, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed Hector Ayala's niece that we saw in the episode. I thought she was a good introduction. There was a tease and definitely a hint of her taking on the mantle of White Tiger because she received the mask and amulet from Matt Murdock in the same scene in which she was introduced. The Punisher and Matt Murdock scene was another highlight of the episode that was really good. They had a really good and meaningful conversation in regards to Foggy Nelson. My takeaways to this episode was, you see that black guy on the far right bottom of the screen that you got here? This dude right here took up a good he took up most of the first half of this episode.
I'm sorry, I had to get my laugh off.
I'm sorry, but it was mostly just like, oh, I went to jail because I stole some food because I didn't have money because of food. I thought this was unnecessary. Like, we didn't need to see. And then he had an attitude towards Matt Murdock. Oh, why I got a blind lawyer? Like, trying to make a joke of it. And then eventually we find out the reason why he had an attitude. But at that point, I was just like, man, he should have just let him be in jail for the 20 days and that was it. But he gave him 10 days less because he was trying to be nice. The dude still had a problem. So that to me wasted this episode's time. And then Matt Murdock Wilson Fisk and Vanessa, their scenes are starting to get stale and weak to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that black dude, I kind of low key found him a little bit annoying. In the episode, I was like, man, he probably disrespect Matt Murdock like that and everything. I'm like,
he was going to get like 30 days, I think, and then Matt Murdock was like, oh no, but I can get you 10. Man, I don't want 10. Like, I ain't going to jail. You going to jail unless you got that bail money. Oh, I ain't got the money. All right, then you going to jail for 10 days then.
right.
Yeah, I
I just
look,
really wanted to kind of put him in his place.
I have no rebuttal for what you have said. Jonan, how'd you feel about the episode?
The episode is all right so far. I don't really have anything to really take away from it. Like, definitely the most standout scene was definitely the scene with like Matt Murdock and Punisher and stuff. And this is kind of the first time we've actually seen like Matt Murdock without the costume and stuff, and Punisher actually like talk about vigilante stuff compared to like season 2 and 3 and all that. And then of course the
might get him back in here.
And there were
and then there were fewer. All right, we're gonna until Jody gets back in here with us. We're gonna move on down to Bundle Monday Dooski. What's your thoughts on the episode?
Solid new episode. Going off of piggybacking what you guys were saying, the black guy, that it did feel like a little bit of a waste of time. I understood when it came full circle. I understood what they were doing with it. showing the class issues, showing the issues of within the police department and Hell's Kitchen, everything that Matt Murdock stands for and fights for, and how it's an internal battle that he wants to believe in the system, but then it shows how the system doesn't work. But then also like the injustices that it does to people that, yeah, you are guilty, but it's just someone that's trying to do better, but the system just keeps working against them. I did think it took away from the main point, but understanding who Matt Murdock is and why he is a lawyer, these are the cases he fights for. So it's more of just a personal journey for Matt Murdock. That's how I took it. Yeah, unnecessary, but it just speaks to who he is as a character. As far as everything else, I think the episode kind of was based around forgiveness. Everyone in there kind of just had to do their own kind of forgiveness story type deal. So I think there's something to build upon that. Even though Vanessa, as his wife, is pissing me off right now. She's becoming stale. The reasons for cheating on Kingpin don't make no sense to me. But I loved the fact that Frank Castle came back in this episode. Clearly he's going to come back later on because of some photographic stills that were already released. But that dynamic between them probably was one of the best things they've had this season, not the best thing so far. You know what I mean? He really, really got to Matt, you know what I mean? And the whole scene meant something, you know what I mean? Even John talking about, not John Bernthal, Frank talking about how his son talks to him, how he can still hear Foggy's voice. And I thought about that too, because Jonan and SSJ, especially SSJ, was talking about how they think that Foggy faked his death and then he comes back, because in the comics he does that. And then if you look at the character that is actually playing the actor, he's already been greenlit for a few new episodes and next season. So, did he fake his death? I personally am going to think about it as like how Punisher goes to things like he says, I still hear my son. I still see them. I think that's what's going to happen to Matt Murdock. Foggy is going to be a voice of reason inside of his head, almost like an illusion when Daredevil is going too far. That's how I'm going to look at it. But overall, good episode. And I know you're going to get into other details later on in the video, so I'll save it for then.
I got you.
Yeah, I didn't think about all that.
Jonan, did you do you kind of remember the point that you had had mentioned before you had lost connection?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so like I said, not too much. Just those two moments, like the girl and stuff, and the niece, and pretty much that scene with Punisher and stuff, where they were talking and stuff. I was like, oh, this is technically like the first time. Because, of course, they had that rooftop talk and all that, where that was like, Daredevil and stuff, and Punisher was, Punisher. Then later on that court scene, and now we have this. So, I thought, definitely pretty nice and stuff. That's my.
Okay.
I definitely like that line where, like,
go ahead, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, Johnny. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. I was about to say, I definitely like that scene where Daredevil was like, he got life! And then Punisher was like, well, what about Foggy? He won't got no life.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah, and he was tearing up and everything. I was like, oh, man. But nah, I do think they did kill off Foggy and Karen's place. Karen's place, though. That's what I do think.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
I got you. How about yourself, Cuz? What you think of the episode?
All right, my turn.
What up, Derek? Didn't say hi.
This episode was a complete waste of time.
Everything
I
needs
spent
filler.
a few quality hours that I have on free time on complete filler. All right?
54 minutes to be exact.
See, the Daredevil ratings, everybody who has nerd content is talking about how the Daredevil ratings is not up to par. You have shows like Agatha All Along. You have shows like, what other piece of crap did they come out with?
Echo.
Doing better than Daredevil Born Again.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But
There's a reason.
this is it. Slow-paced writing. I wouldn't have a problem with this episode if we got everything all at once. Okay, fine. We have a few filler episodes because I'm going to get to the action. But no, you see, the coolest part of this episode was when they introduced Punisher, But then they have him overly emotional. I can already tell there's a woman writing this episode. He sees Matt Murdock, who
I'm sorry.
already knows who he is, right? At the very
Mhm.
end of the room, he goes all the way to it. "Ah!" You knew that was Matt Murdock. You could see him. So that didn't make no sense. He's overly emotional in the whole entire conversation. Somebody that's not like the Punisher at this stage in age would not be talking like this. Would not. I felt like it was like women that was writing the whole entire script. If you were, this episode should not be spent on some random ass black guy that I don't give a care about.
Yes. Yes.
I don't care about. I'm not
Tell
cursing.
him.
All right. This
Right on.
episode
Tell
is
him.
about Matt Murdock finding himself to be Daredevil again with the extra motivation that he thinks the Punisher killed White Tiger. Punisher should have been introduced, not with him going, "Ugh!" Should have been in action, full costume, in a bloody scene full of action. Something
He's already
that
done
Full on
that, though.
superhero team up.
Something that
I would definitely love to see that.
this is awesome. This is Daredevil. To get the streets wilding out. So everybody be like, yo, you see that episode of Daredevil? Punisher just lighting dudes up. It should have been that. But no, we get absolutely nothing. We get Matt Murdock doing some boring lawyer stuff with the black guy. We get more boring stuff from Wilson Fisk and his wife. Complete waste of time. And no, this is not a good episode. And that's what I got to say.
Okay.
I kind of,
cuz,
yeah. I feel for him.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
That's on point.
Yes, sir.
I don't agree with you 100%.
I don't agree at all, but I hear you.
I don't agree with you 100%, but let me see if I got the right button for this because
I agree with him 75%.
No.
35. Did he get? Did you earn this button? Hold on. I think you earned a. I don't know with that energy that button might be dedicated to you. So I don't know why you come in here with this high school football team coach, but I like it. What was you about to say, SSJ? Before I cut you off.
Good. Let the hates flow through you. That's what I was going to say to your cousin. Yeah, I definitely agree with those points, though. Well, not. I agree to an extent. Like, I definitely thought, for the most part, it was a waste of time, especially the black guy and the Vanessa and Fisk thing being stale. Like, we should have gotten more Daredevil at this point, especially when we talked about before the stream started. At the very least, if we're not going to get him in the red costume, we should at the very least get him in the black suit, just beating people up, trying to get some information. The scene where he went
being
and
a
found
man in black
on the gun, he should have at the very least been in a costume, like beating people up or trying to find out like where that bullet was. Like, why are we just seeing him going around investigating things as Matt Murdock at night? He should be his Daredevil at that point.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see like Punisher like take action and stuff, and him and Matt team up and they can like figure out what's going on or whatever. But Punisher, it seems like he's got this like nihilistic, I'm drinking and stuff, I've given up my crusade like attitude. So I'm just like,
I can see Punisher will probably come back in another episode. I didn't expect the full team up this episode. I'm sure he'll be back in another episode. I wasn't expecting a
Hopefully.
full-on gun shootout this episode. It would have been too soon.
yeah, I definitely would.
I mean, at this, so to I guess to include, it's still a possibility that you can get that action, Derek. If they don't deliver the action scene that we want with Punisher and Daredevil because they've just introduced Punisher within this season, I think a lot of this might completely destroy Daredevil.
Y'all are funny.
Because the way it's heading, like,
Y'all are
is
too funny.
that it might be the last episode to where we see some last.
But I don't think this is all filler though.
Action.
But
And
I'm
that's
just talking about that portion of what you said.
Yeah, I just think the black guy part was filler for the
It's
most part.
exactly
Yeah,
what it is. It's
I feel
exactly
like
what
they
you're
wanted
looking
to
too. You're
make some
looking
kind
too
of
far
statement or
into it.
something.
It's all a story of Matt Murdock. Foggy's not there, Karen's not there. Everything goes through Matt. These are the things that make Matt Murdock. It's the things that make him the lawyer of Hell's Kitchen. It's the things that compel him to be the Daredevil. It's not always interesting. It's not always fun, but these are the filler episodes that build up to the main points later on. We're gonna get our exclamation
That
point.
happens in the comics.
It always happens in the comics, and it always happened in the Netflix 3 series seasons before that we all recognize and remember to be great series. They all had filler episodes. They all had, okay, I didn't really care for this one, but it all meant something in the long run. All of all of Wilson Fisk unnecessary talks about I am not my father and his love for art. It
In the
went
mirror
somewhere.
garbage and all
It
that.
meant somewhere. It went somewhere. So yeah, you're not gonna get everything, but if you get Punisher full out rah, killing stuff, you take away from the dynamic of the show. You take away from the pacing of the show, and it's no longer Daredevil born again to be Daredevil. It's just Punisher killing motherfuckers. Who's killing people. And so, like, this whole thing is supposed to be, I gave up Daredevil. I now need to be convinced that the system does not work. Through all of my endeavors, I'm trying to be the perfect lawyer of Hell's Kitchen. The point that I see justice does not work the right way. I must become Daredevil again. So all these unnecessary, they don't need this. Just go up and beat some butt. Okay, I feel that, but we've already gotten that since 2015 and 16 with Daredevil. We have countless scenes from that. So it's not like we're not going to get it. We're building this up first.
But you just said it.
I just said it, but the episode is called Born. The episode is called Born, and the season is called Born Again. It's not called Daredevil in the middle. He's done being Daredevil. So you have to now show. Well, hold on, Derek. Hold on, because we understand your mindset towards it. I'm giving you the complexity of what comic books are built in, and he has to have this story to now get there. It can be boring to you all you want, and that's just what filler is. But it's called Daredevil Born Again. He gave up the mantle for 2 years because of what happened with Foggy and his belief in the justice system. So you're going to get boring stories like this, and it's going to have to fail enough for my client goes to jail, my client Hector Aguilar gets his head blown off, and then something else is going to happen to the point that, dang it, I need to be Daredevil again, and you will get the fight scenes you want. You will get the gore. You will get the 13-minute one-shot fight scene that Netflix has always given us before. I promise you it will happen.
Okay.
You're forgetting one thing,
I will say this though.
This show was
It's pretty much like
though.
I think there's a quote about Stan Lee where Stan Lee always said that everyone's like a first comic is always someone's first story or something like that, basically. So like this can be like episode 3 or 4, but I feel like it should always capture like what exactly is Daredevil and what's it about, like what to draw you in and all that stuff, you know. That's just more of always like a story kind of like standpoint to kind of get people more invested to like either want to go back or continue on forward with like the story and stuff. So that's how I feel about it. Where I feel like they should do a little bit more to try to get people enticed in the story.
We got 6 more episodes, right?
5.
Yeah, but y'all also
so if the next 4 straight are all action, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that was reshot.
I'm still optimistic about.
Before.
I mean, for what I'm.
Show wasn't going to have any Daredevil action whatsoever, and now it looks like we're at this point barely still getting Daredevil action. I understand that there's a story, like Bundle said, that they're trying to tell, but at the same time, Disney themselves have done many adjusting to the story as it is already. So do we really have to sit through garbage to get to the good?
Well, it's only one
episode. I don't call it garbage though, SSJ. I don't. Well, I'm not calling it garbage.
I would say
I'm not calling it garbage.
And he clearly picks up the mantle at the end of the episode. So going forward, he's going to be Daredevil going forward. I mean, you saw his mask, you saw him training again. Going forward, he's Daredevil. That conversation with Frank Castle, that changed him. Hector Aguilar dying, Foggy dying. All those guys.
But hold on, we're not going to go that far in. We have kind of
this was related
gave our
to
reactions to Derek's stream
because there's season 3. season 3 was basically Born Again as well too. So we're retelling the Born Again
Yeah.
storyline of him not putting to wear the costume and do things on his own and be born again, basically at the end of the season. So this is the second time we're getting this same storyline.
I will say that the show does
Similar.
try to be a little bit too like it does something that She-Hulk. Wait, hang on.
Hold on, we got
Yeah,
Can I
let's
say
go,
something
man.
real quick?
But like then the
Jonan,
last
you have
three
to mute
episodes,
up, bro.
they hit.
You're doing it again.
The last 3 episodes when he did that, they hit. And so if we get 3-4 episodes of straight action, which we very well could, then that means we only got 1.5 episodes of filler. It would still be remembered as a great season.
Can I say something again though? So SSJ,
Jonan said,
you're right. We already had Daredevil Born Again, and I feel like we already had enough Matt Murdock stuff with the case. This case with the White Tiger case was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It made me cry. I told you guys last week it made me cry. That White Tiger dying should have been epic. White Tiger dying should have been epic enough to the point. It should have hit Matt hard enough to the point where this episode was entirely focused on Matt becoming Daredevil again. This episode
It was.
hit on that.
It was.
No,
That's what all those conversations and things were. That's why at the very end he picks up the mantle of Daredevil again. He's
All right,
up
you're
training,
right,
he puts the mantle. It is.
Right. It did, but it's like, let's think of the most boring and cheap way to do it.
See, now that's opinion. That's just opinion. So like, that's just your mindset towards a filler episode. All comic book shows have filler episodes. All comics
but there's
have
been
filler.
better
This
filler
is their
episodes,
filler. That's subjective, and I understand that, but it's still an episode that every comic book show has. I'm not going to judge the show based off of one filler episode. When I know that every season has had 2 or 3 episodes like this and ended up on an awesome finale, there's no reason to think that they won't do the same. The buildup is there.
Well, you know what? You're right. Because I'm watching Arrow right now too. It's the same with that too. So a lot of shows do have that.
I mean, when it ends, I think there's going to be some Young Avenger tie-in. Fisk is going to show his real colors. Frank Castle's going to be back.
Hold on. Oh,
there's going to be some ish.
Just hold on a second.
Oh, you cussing?
No, I wouldn't even talk about the cussing. I was just saying, like in general, like we still got a criteria to get down. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet. Let's go.
There was a cuss word. I didn't hear a cuss word.
No, I wasn't doing it because of cussing. I didn't want a bundle to spam.
No, I thought I was pretty good. I said ish.
Yeah. It wasn't over that, but I mean to kind of get to the criteria of the episode that I wanted to go through. So, hold on. That's not. Who is that buzzing?
I'll put myself on mute to see if it's me, but
let me mute.
Unless it's me. I think we're good. Okay. I think we sound good now. So, but getting White Tiger's suit from the morgue and him running into his niece. Is it safe to say that the MCU has completely destroyed the lineage and the culture of the White Tiger's amulet and its ability?
What do you mean?
Well, like, okay, so in the comics, it would enhance the abilities of whoever was bearing the multiple. Did you mute yourself and unmute yourself, Bundle?
You see, I muted myself the entire time and it was still going. So it's not me.
It had went away for a second and then
it did, but then it came back, and that's why I started pointing because I was like, "See, I'm still muted and it's going on." So I'm gonna mute myself again. So if it happens again, it's not me.
Okay, it possibly could be me, but I mean, basically, what I'm saying is at this point, is it safe to say that this amulet doesn't have any enhancements or abilities towards the White Tiger? Well, Bundle, I'll let you go first. What are your thoughts on me being wrong about that, or
they've already? Matt's already said in the court of law, which was what they were objecting to. It's just like when he, quote unquote, murdered that police officer, which he didn't do. It's just like he willingly went into that fight, being the White Tiger, without his amulet that gives him extraordinary power and speed. So he already, acknowledged that amulet gives you that type of power. And when you fought the cops, you didn't have that on, which worked in his defense, that he wasn't trying to be a super vigilante at the time. He was just a guy helping another person out. So they've already spoken to it, that amulet being something, and they've already zoomed in on it to show that this is where it is. The origin of it, it comes from Kunlun. It goes into the Mortal Iron Fist. I'm not going to get into that. He's already spoken that the amulet does give him, extraordinary strength and speed. Now they didn't make it look outside of anything but a rosary with a tiger head on it, but he did speak on its effectiveness already in the show.
Okay. All right. I mean, everybody in agreement to that? I mean, to me, he just kind of broke that down to me, and
I just thought that it was a little weird that they put it within evidence with everything else. I would think that something that powerful, something that precious, wouldn't just be tossed in evidence bag like it's any other piece of jewelry. I think police, like the crooked cops should have been fighting for that or something, or trying to use that so they can be powerful and do more corrupt things. I just thought that was a little odd. And that's probably why you question, like, is this the real amulet? Because it's special.
Yeah, agree.
We kind of talked about that before we started recording to answer that, but yeah.
But that's why I'm talking about it now, to elaborate on it again.
Oh yeah, well they had like I was going through, Easter egg, channels and stuff like that, and apparently that scene where the we spoke on it, the niece comes up to him, speaks how she hates the city, hates the cops, and Matt Murdock consoles her, puts his arm up, she takes it, and they walk together. They zoom in on the evidence bag and the amulet itself. In a deleted scene, when she gets close to the amulet, the tiger's eyes glow when it's around her. They just took that out of it. So it wasn't that the cops were, why aren't you fighting over it? Why aren't you fighting over it? It was passed on as evidence given to his lawyer to be given to their family. That was that scene. So yeah. And it also kind of speaks to like her, I won't say power, but at least her light. I don't know what you want to say. When she got into the morgue, remember when Matt Murdock was talking to the morgue guy and stuff like this, and he was saying what happened to the casing, blah blah blah. He told him what was going on with Hector Aguilar's body, the brain fragments, whatever like this. And then he looked down the hallway. Remember, they had a scene that Matt does this, and he hears some random footsteps, and then he looks down the hall before the doctor does, and the doctor's like, "How'd you get down here?" And it's his niece already. So it's already showing her already that she has prowess of the white tiger, whether it's like Catwoman-like abilities, light-footedness, stealth ability, whatever like that. But that was a deleted scene that if you look on, YouTube or whatever, New Rockstars, Emergency Awesome, whatever like that, that was a deleted scene that when she gets close to the amulet, the tiger's eyes were supposed to light up.
Okay. It didn't happen. Well, I guess the next question I got for you guys is
gone?
Yeah, I think it just went away. At least in my ears it did.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
All right, no.
But
I'm just keeping myself muted.
I got you.
Yes.
SSJ. So, what'd you think of Angela Del Toro in general, and I guess making her appearance and her interaction with Matt Murdock?
Yeah, for the most part, I liked her because I already have pre-knowledge of her in like her teaming up with a Spider-Man in future comics when she actually is the White Tiger. So the actress herself was pretty good, and she displayed a good range of emotion for her uncle Hector Ayala, and her being pissed because she doesn't believe that New York and the police is doing anything about it. She knows that they're crooked cops, so that's definitely a setup right there for her to be White Tiger in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Jonan?
Yeah, like I said, pretty much as Jay just said it. I mean, I think she's pretty nice and stuff. I got too much of an opinion. It kind of makes me think of like, if you guys seen like that CW Stargirl and stuff, like how the Justice Society got like killed off and stuff, and basically like the new kids kind of came along and like was like wearing their like stuff or whatever, and was like getting their powers. That's where I feel like they were taking her direction, which we can all kind of see from a mile away. But Yeah, that's my takeaway from it.
This
So
comic,
that should be interesting.
because
You said
unfortunately,
it's comic accurate.
the male white tiger. Yeah, because unfortunately, the male white tiger is not really alive in the comics. It's usually he dies and then his niece or his daughter or someone like that takes over. It's always a female white tiger.
How about yourself, Cuz? What you got?
I think that's what Kevin Foggy and the crew loves. They love getting rid of the man and having some girl take over. So that's perfect for the MCU. Yeah, and they gave the man very little screen time of actually doing anything that was White Tiger stuff. So
Not the MCU, the MCU.
Correct. The MCU, yes. Facts. Because I don't know what I'm watching these days. It ain't Marvel though. I'll tell you one thing. MCU crap better in. They better give me some action.
I got you. All right. Well, Bundle. What was your take on seeing Angela Del Toro?
No, not too much.
I think
Not too much. I already knew. Not too much. I knew.
We got echo again. Hold on one second. Stop. Let me see what we can do. Is it still crazy? I'm just speaking right now to make sure we don't have echo. All right, and okay, go ahead as you were saying, Bundle.
Pretty much the same mindset everyone else has. I didn't really think too much of her until she dons the moniker of White Tiger and Kamala Khan comes to recruit her for the Young Avengers. I think we've actually seen the amount that we need to see for White Tiger. Hector Ayala's character did enough, and yeah, I mean, she will be. I don't think they need to show her anymore. There's nothing else that story will do to progress anything else. I think that's enough of a motivation to help progress Matt Murdock's story. I think now we need to just go into seeing where Wilson Fisk goes as mayor. How will Frank Castle come into this? What will being Daredevil do to Matt Murdock? And will Bullseye get let out of prison? You just don't let a character like that go in the first episode and never touch him again. Come on.
Yeah, I look. I had that in my back pocket as well.
Sir. You know. Someone came off of mute on that one. That's what does.
All right. So we got a chance to kind of see the psychotic ways of Muse in this episode. And then I guess Muse's Bastion. Hold on. Jonan, if you could by chance mute for us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. There we go.
I'm gonna buy Jonas some headphones.
Yeah, I'm
gonna get him the greatest headphones ever. Jonas, what's your address, bro? I'm gonna send you these TX 700s, bro.
But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I was about to say when I get through, I'm just gonna cue you in, Jonan, because I still like your take. But yeah, pretty much. I guess we'll start off with you, cause what was your thoughts on your just Muse in general in episode 4 and so far this season as a character?
Very creepy, and I believe that Comics Explained came out with a video covering Muse, and he made it the title. Muse the most violent character in Marvel or something along those lines.
Okay.
So I'm very interested in knowing more about him. The whole torture scene at the end was good. I just feel like, again, it goes back to the structure of this episode. We could have seen more violence from Muse. We could have seen more violence from Punisher. I just feel like it's a lazy way to do things. It's a saving money way to do things. And I feel like right now, with all the money that they have, they should be investing into one of the most popular characters, which is Daredevil. So it just goes back to what I'm saying. They're taking the easy way out. They're giving us crumbs. They're not giving us what it can be. because this episode could have been awesome, but
Hmm.
this gave us the basic and plain stuff, and we're just supposed to like it, I guess.
Okay. I got you. I got you. I mean, it definitely was a bit of a teaser. I just, I guess, I definitely wanted because, I mean, personally to me, you generally have an objective take compared to the take that I have when I watch these shows, and I really wanted your opinion on whether or not Muse had like an intimidating aura or presence, or at least leading up to that point, like just to be a type of villain that do you think this villain could obtain to keep your attention span for for this season for more episodes to come?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I feel like he's very interesting so far. That I feel like, yeah, once they give us more of him, it's going to be even more engaging and more immersive. So I'm looking forward to Muse and knowing more about him because I absolutely have no idea about him, but he does seem interesting and creepy.
Okay, I got you. Well, Jonah, what was your take on Muse? Maybe it'll take you a second. Jonan, are you there? He might be under a delay. Well, okay. All right. SSJ, what was your take on Muse?
So he does have that threatening appearance, and he does have like those creepy vibes, but we'll just have to see. I want them to show some more of him. I agree with what your cousin said that they should have showed like him killing people, or like we should have gotten like a scene of him going after somebody. It's just off-screen stuff, which is kind of the issue I had with Moon Knight, where they just show like a lot of the violent scenes that we were supposed to get. They just black out and show off-screen. And Daredevil is not the play. Like we need to see it all. The same thing with well, we'll talk about that part when you get to it later on. But yeah, Muse, I definitely just want to see more of him though, and hopefully he poses a interesting threat to Daredevil himself. Because I don't know if he's a fighter in the comics or not, or if he's just somebody who just so happens to be deranged and he's a serial killer. And as soon as Daredevil gets to him, he just beats him up and throws him in jail.
Jeff,
Which
I
I
have a
feel
question
like
for
that's the latter.
SSJ.
Go ahead. Go for it.
SSJ, do you think that if this was Netflix Daredevil, would have we got some more violent scenes from Muse in this episode?
1,000%.
So
1,000%. Bundle shaking his head no, but 1,000% yes, we would have gotten more
I was
violence.
cracking my neck at that time,
And
so
okay,
in a
my
way,
fault.
so in a way, we thought that we were getting the same Daredevil, like, oh, it's violent, oh, it's gritty, but Disney is finding a way to Disneyfy it, correct, SSJ?
That's what I feel like, because I feel like we got bait and switch from episode 2. When episode 2, we saw him beat up those cops, and I thought like one of those cops were dead, but he just ended up with a black eye in the next episode. And he's
watch the last
interrogating
2-3
Yeah.
episodes be obscenely gory and crazy and kill all this narrative. Watch.
I hope you're right.
No, I'm going to be right.
We'll
Well,
see.
all right, Bundle. So what is your take on Muse? Just
He's boring.
Okay.
He's boring so far. He ain't showing him do nothing. I mean, he's a Bansky artist that and takes out people's blood, paints them, and paints a whole bunch of Wilson Fisk portraits all over the city. I'm sure that will mean something. We've already seen who he is. Bastion. He showed up in episode 1. Daredevil's girlfriend. I really need some help, So they already showed who his face is, who he is as a person. But outside of that, it's like what SJ said. He's not shown to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. Daredevil put hands on him and throw him in the jail. So unless he ends up kidnapping, like maybe Daredevil's girlfriend or somebody of importance to the story, maybe Wilson Fisk's girl or something like that, because he's a wife, because he's always doing portraits of Wilson Fisk. I don't know what he will mean. He's not a super villain. He doesn't have superpowers. You can't fight like that. You're a freaky artist. So the only thing I can think of is that he ends up kidnapping some people that our main antagonists and protagonists care about, and it puts him in a position to have to to show who Daredevil is and who Kingpin really, really is. So that's about it. But outside of him, I don't know where they're gonna go with it.
Okay.
All right, you guys can hear me, right?
No,
Yeah,
we can't.
yeah, I can hear you again. Now I can.
All right,
Just go Michigan State.
So would
Yeah,
you
I got my headphones in this time. So
All right.
yeah, I heard your question and all that. What did I think of Muse? I mean, honestly, he kind of comes off as like a C-list kind of villain and stuff. I don't got too much of a take on him like that per se.
Looks like the Crow.
Definitely a gory type of villain. I never really heard of the character until honestly, I saw the trailers for this show. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see what this guy's about.
Nah, ain't nothing to remember. The
Definitely would
mindset
like to
you
see
have
more
on him
of all
right
that stuff,
now.
All right. Upward says this got the Disney treatment for sure. Muse is boring, and we don't have an established villain yet. But next week we do get 2 episodes, so maybe things will get to rolling.
It always happens.
Mm-hmm.
Every single Daredevil season, the last 4 episodes are always the holy episodes. Every single season.
Okay.
Always busted.
Now the other guy who's sharing almost as much screen time as Matt Murdock is our guy Fisk, aka Kingpin. His butt kisser Daniel got high with his buddies off of the beers and the ketamines, and kind of almost destroyed his campaign to an extent. But really wanted to ask you guys, how'd y'all fit? What was you guys' opinions on Daniel's kind of like apology towards Fisk? I thought that was a good speech.
I think it's a good speech. I think it shows. Well, Fisk right now in his new role doesn't have any lackeys. Well, he does, but he doesn't really like that. He doesn't have anyone that he can truly trust like that. He's in a marriage right now with Vanessa, that obviously he can't trust her. She cheating on him. That we're gonna save that because I got a rant about her. But anyway, I just think that he's like he sees the courage inside of him, and he sees the loyalty in him. It's just like to come out, you know what I mean, to say that this is my fault in front of Kingpin. You know who I am. You had to have known this was going to be bad for you. So you had the courage to do that, and the honesty to do that, and the loyalty to still stand behind me, even though you thought you were about to get fired or murked right here. So it's like he doesn't have anyone else like that. You know what I mean? So I felt like that whole placing the hand on the shoulder is the same thing he did with Poindexter Max and with Bullseye. You know what I mean? Just someone else to, he's gonna do something in the future that's gonna help Fisk, and not in a mayor-appointed role, but it's gonna help Fisk into a position that's gonna. You guys know how this comic book stuff works. He's gonna do something. You know what I mean? You don't put that much emphasis. And you know what I mean, emphasis on the camera behind the chick, the black woman that's behind it. When she's looking like back and forth between them, like, oh my God, what have I done? This is really a mob boss. That's the mayor, and you are not BB, the black woman that's his campaign advisor. Manager, his advisor, and stuff like that. You see like that, like what did I just do?
Honestly, I thought they were gonna kill her when they took her out.
I thought they were too.
I thought they were gonna shoot her in the field.
I thought they were too, but when he said that it was me, Mr. Fisk, and she said, I'll take responsibility of that, and said, good, you can go down with the ship. I thought, okay, fine, get rid of them, now go be terrible Mayor Fisk. And then now he was like, okay, I'm gonna reel it back a little bit. I'm still gonna be that, but he's gonna use Daniel in a way almost like Penguin used Vic. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I feel like Daniel's kind of like the new Wesley.
Yeah, well, the other guy is the new Wesley. The other dudes, but he's Wesley to more towards his wife Vanessa, because Vanessa sent him to go ahead and like make peace with all the gang stuff and blah blah blah. And Fisk wants the gang wars to happen in this, so I could see maybe Daniel being that, but let's go Michigan State. He's gonna mean something later on into the episode. He's gonna do something, enable Fisk negativity in a way that we're gonna be like, oh my God, I just don't know how. But shout out to James Gandolfini, rest in peace. That's his son right there. So
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, how about any of you guys? Let's go with you, SSJ.
You better call time out. Oh, sorry.
How I thought about
Daniel's speech. I guess like the relationship, like Fisk.
It was
Fisk.
a good speech, but I thought there was a lot of sucking sounds going on in the room. I was like, man, this guy's about to get on his knees and start extracting his butt like this guy. But at the same time, yeah, it was a good speech, and based on other videos I've seen, I feel like Kingpin definitely forgave him because he saw himself in him based on that apology. He didn't want to become the monster that he was back in the past since his father abused him. So I feel like that was definitely something that was character development for Wilson Fisk, because he always said he wanted to change, and that was him changing. Because usually old Wilson Fisk would have probably just killed that guy in that office right there, told everybody to clear out, and would have killed him right there and beat him with his bare hands. But he saw something in him, and like what y'all were saying earlier about that other character from Penguin, which I have not fully finished yet, he'll kind of be like that character where he'll pretty much want to manipulate him in some kind of fashion because he's always gonna look out for him. Good acting too.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I think he kind of sees him like a surrogate son, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not gonna lie. At first, towards that end though, with Adam, I low-key thought that that was Daniel for a second. I was like, oh man. I was like, oh,
you think that
this is
he'll
the guy that's
be
been cheating on Vanessa.
the surrogate son that Wilson Fisk and Vanessa have, that is known as Rose in the comic books?
Yeah, that's their actual
You know
son.
about Rose?
Fisk.
Yeah.
Well, in the comics, I know that this character, he's supposed to be like an alien from like another planet that invades Earth.
Okay.
But he ends up becoming like an ally or something like that to like the Avenger. So I don't know if they're going that route with this character. So we'll see.
I just realized, obviously, you just said Adam's being kept in that dungeon, so Wilson Fisk isn't really forgiving him, even though the whole episode's supposed to be about forgiveness. But that's the reason why Fisk's knuckles look like that. You know, the first 2-3 episodes, they kept like zooming in on his knuckles. They were all bloody and broken and stuff. You notice that?
That's something else I want to make a rant on. That's cool and all, but why don't they show us?
Why ain't showing beating
like,
him on him?
This guy? Like they should show that. Like
is
don't
he
just
doing
tell
that?
us.
Yeah. Yeah, but what if they show he's not doing it? I'm not going into. Nah, he's beating Adam. Nah, he's doing it. I'm stay with that. I don't know why they don't show that. Maybe it's just a budget issue.
Or it just brings us some piece of
laziness issue. Disney.
There's a budget. You can see what they got. See what they got for the last 3-4 episodes.
Upward and Derek had said that this is maybe it's Disney. Not one.
Disney.
I mean, obviously, it being Disney is obviously a thing. Obviously, being Disney is a thing. But I was like, wait till the last 4 or 5 episodes come before we like read this, because I mean, some people. I remember I was dealing with people with the Invincible season that just happened. But then you look at the last 2, because they're like, after the first 3 episodes of Invincible, it kind of went down the next 3. But then you look at the last 2 episodes of Invincible, and it's like, that's why. All the animation went to those last 2 episodes
to show up in that Invincible,
and which we needed, which was awesome. You know what I mean? So now, and I look back at it, those 2-3 filler episodes that didn't have the action I wanted, when the animation wasn't that good with Powerplex, I'm like, because I got what I wanted with Conquest. And that's what they needed to get right. And that's what I'm still holding gold for this one, because every single season they put out, the last 3-4 of Daredevil have been like, I see y'all, okay. Everything needs filling. I'm with y'all there. Boring, not necessary, whatever, boo, boo, boo. But I think that's made just the budget for the show, and we're going to give you what you want in the last few. So fingers crossed.
We'll see, because their finales have not been good at all for their previous Disney Plus shows.
Because I don't even think that
like Hawkeye's finale, Moon Knight's finale, Agatha's finale, they were all terrible.
Those are the 3 worst shows, but the other shows weren't as bad.
Yeah, but I'm only talking about Disney Plus live action Marvel shows. This is the next current Disney Plus Marvel show. Those Netflix, those were from Netflix. I'm talking about
not every Disney
Plus.
Well,
Wanda was a slow build up, and the ending had some bit of excitement behind Wanda.
Bad. About 40-45% of them are kind of like roll eyes, but they're not all bad. Like I said, the first phase is set the bar so high for Marvel fans. So now we want the cream of the crop every time we see it.
It's
I
not
think
that we
that's
want
also a
to with
good
the
deal.
crop, but they gave us literally junk for like 2 years for 2 phases until we got like something decent
Arguably.
like X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine, which are
Oh,
like
yeah,
multiverse
arguably.
products.
Upward says
Arguably.
showing
Those are part
torture
of
might
Fox.
be too much for them.
Or
He
it
also
was, but
and then Upward also wanted to mention, yes, Invincible was nice. And what up, Jave? I see you tuning in with us, man. Appreciate you watching this, man. Hit that like button for us if you don't mind, homie. But let's see here. So to elaborate more on this this Kingpin Fisk section, guys, I think Vanessa's gonna die.
Hopefully.
yeah,
I don't think
Vanessa's
she
gonna
will.
I hope so. I
It
thought
She
would
should
be
have
she
died
well.
first season.
Yeah,
She should have died when she got that poison. Remember when he drank that wine and he didn't drink it?
yeah,
but
she
then
got that
drank
poison
it,
and all
she
that.
fell back.
That was
I was
cool.
like, get her up out of here then.
Mm.
That was in 2016. Look where we are now.
Bullseye
unless he's gonna like drop his nuts and put his foot down. You know what I mean? And
very well
facial
might.
expression. You know what I mean? So if he's not gonna spaz out and kill her, then he's gonna put his foot down, and then she's gonna be like, "That's the man I always wanted
That
you to
old
be."
Wilson
Thank
Fisk
you,
is clearly
Kingpin.
still
And then
there,
that's
bro.
and
He's
they come
still
a
there.
power villainous couple. But I mean, my fault, cuz. What you think, Derek?
Okay, my turn. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit.
Yes.
The scene with Kingpin and that boy. Kingpin has been tensed up for just about the whole entire Daredevil series because ever since the portrayal of Wesley, I don't think that he really trusts anybody. And he always thinks that people that want to align themselves with Fisk is trying to get something out of it. What do I get out of my association from you? Whereas Fisk, he never really got true human connection. And that's why he is so obsessed over Vanessa, because he finally gets that human connection with her.
Okay.
When that kid apologized, it was the way that he apologized. Fisk saw sincerity, the same sincerity that he sees of Vanessa. And you can see it in his facial expression as he was apologizing. He was actually shocked because he can feel the genuineness that was coming from that kid. And I think that that was actually brilliant because you saw the emotion, you saw the battle of Fisk being the tough guy versus Fisk being the human that he wants to be, but he might be afraid to be because he feels like he lives in the world where he can't have that human side because people will take advantage of that human side. So he forgave him, but he said, but he got to make sure he respects him. So he was like, hey, this will be the last thing you do again if you mess up again. So that was awesome. Now, do I believe that Vanessa will die? No, because I don't have faith in Disney that much that we're going to get epic moments like this. We only got, 4 more episodes left? That'd be way too much to fit in, and also it'd be way too soon because that's got these characters in. I kid you not, guys. I live.
You don't think they would kill Vanessa, but they killed Foggy the first episode? You think? All right. Never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, cuz.
I live in Las Vegas right now. Last season of Daredevil, I had a completely different lifestyle. I wasn't even married. I was single. I was broke, living day to day. That was a completely different lifestyle versus now. That's how long it was. So I just don't think that they're going to kill off way too many characters just in all this first season. Let it build up because they're building it up slowly, as it is. And so I just want some damn action. This thing's got to pick up. We got to get some speed because it's like what SSJ said. We've been getting bullshit. We've been getting breadcrumbs for years.
Try and slow down on the profounds.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself because I already messed up.
It's cool. It's not excessive. You know what I mean? But appreciate if you slow down. Jonan, is your mic on?
Yep, I'm back.
Common sense, speak, please.
So, Jonan, what was your thoughts on Daniel's apology, his speech, and as well as, do you think there's a possibility that Vanessa could die in this season?
Well, like yeah, some of you guys already said. I mean, well, or like I already said, he kind of is like the Wesley, anyways. Definitely sucking up a lot to the Kingpin, that kind of thing. Really did feel genuine though. That's just my takeaway from it. I don't know what more they're gonna do with Daniel besides do this like father and son kind of thing with the Kingpin. Vanessa, yeah, they might just kill her off. For all I know. I'm not sure if Kingpin's gonna do it to try and get back to action or whatever, but yeah. Or this is gonna be
The
like
Muse gonna do it.
somebody like some rival is gonna kill Vanessa, and then this is gonna be like a relapse for him or something like that. I don't know, but yeah.
She's dead.
He said what?
She's dead. They're gonna kill her. If they don't kill her, it's ridiculous. They've killed off far more meaningful characters. They've already done so this season. And then this is what gets Kingpin back to Kingpin. Other sides, he's just this nice political mayor that's not Wilson Fisk, not Kingpin. He's not going to be an issue to Punisher or Hell's Kitchen or Spider-Man going forward if everything goes his way. She gonna go. And on top of it, she's actually, when they filmed her, which is why it always looks so stitched up, she was actually only on set for like 2 episodes or something like that with him. So that's why every time they show him, they're always so separated. And like that, when they do show him, they only will show like a shoulder of her or the back of her head or something like this. You don't have any like episodes or scenes with them hugging, interacting, or nothing like that outside the first 2. So yeah, they definitely getting her out of there. She's aged out of the role. She wants to go ahead and do something else. She has no IMDb further than this. I mean, if they don't kill her, fine. But if you don't, then how you close the chapter on? Because he can't move forward without her, obviously. That's the character you made Wilson Fisk to be. So if you want him to be Kingpin again, he got to go. You've already killed more important characters to the story, so to think that she's above reproach is...
that's why I came up with that conclusion. Like, I was like, this shit's about to die.
She gone. They killed
that kind of made me
Foggy
think of something too,
episode.
actually,
Like,
come to think of it.
What's up?
They killed Elektra. They killed this girl. I mean, Stick.
Right,
Gone.
that's how I felt.
Everyone
I'm
that's
like,
really important to Daredevil has been killed. I mean, even the people he got, even his clients. Like now, all of a sudden, she's the one that's cheating on him, that wants to take over his business, that's getting in the way of him being the mayor. She's not gonna stay. No. The catalyst of her death brings about the Kingpin we will know and love.
Yep, because he loves her so much. SSJ, thoughts?
I thought we already all gave our thoughts on the this already.
All right. Well, okay then.
What was the next question?
Next one, moving forward, we can talk about this Punisher scene. That's what I wanted to close this with.
That's a great scene.
I wanted to close that with the Punisher. Like I'm gonna start this one off.
Shoot!
Just to keep it a buck. Like seeing like I kind of really like that
they kind of wrote both selfish chicks that leave their man or something like that.
I kind of like that Punisher could read Matt Murdock, and Matt Murdock was like trying to hide his emotions and like play a mental game with Punisher, and Punisher basically called him out on his stuff. And which I don't really see people have interactions like that with Matt Murdock. And like, even though this man is blind, I felt like when Punisher was calling him out, I could feel him gasp for air, like he's right. But anyways, moving on. I'm not gonna go any further than that.
But you saw that was getting to Matt Murdock. He was talking to a Matt like that. What normal dudes do, like if you get too close, they throw their head up behind them, whatever like that. They start looking around.
No, he looked like
all right, you get a little too close, homie. Like, he threw his head up. I said too. I was like, you gonna eat still on me. I was sitting there saying it. I knew it was coming, and he was like, my bad. But I knew it was coming though.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. Well, go ahead, Bundle. Like, what would you get out of that Punisher?
I love that. I love the scene. There was a lot of emotional content to unpack. Everyone can have a different point of view of what it means. I said before, I think that Foggy Nelson, who's already been okayed for future seasons, I don't think he'll come back as a fake death. I think he'll come back as like an internal voice and struggle for Matt Murdock when he's becoming too much of the Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen. But I do, I just love John Bernthal and Charlie Cox. That was a great dynamic. You know what I mean? And I did think it was really cool immediately how he called him Red, because fans have always speculated on YouTube, you know, does Punisher know that Matt Murdock is Daredevil and stuff like that? You know, you have your moments, but I thought that was really cool. And yeah, it's just good to see them interact with each other. I had my own speculation about, well, you know what, I'll say that conversation for another time because I'm talking about the blip, but I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the emotional connection it had for it. I mean, I can't say anything too wrong about the scene. I just really can't. I just look forward to the next time they show Frank Castle. I think that they're going to do what they did at the end of season 2 when he was fighting the Hand to help Elektra, and Frank Castle just showed up on the top of the roof with a sniper rifle, just popping boys left and right, just brain splattering. I think it's going to be something like that, and I just look forward to seeing him again in this series.
I got you. All right. Well, cuz, what'd you think, cuz?
All right, my turn. So, I just think that this was the lazy way to do it. I just think that this was the Disney-fied thing to do. And I believe that this was the MCU thing to do.
No females in it, but it's MCU? Okay.
Because as recalled from the beginning, when I first made this complaint, that I felt like I was watching that scene as if it was 2 women that wrote it. Again, you see Daredevil from across the hallway. You automatically come,
Oh, a female editor or something, definitely.
right. You know what I mean? It was just like that. It was just too much emotion.
It was broing out.
That's what you pay attention to. The yell.
Absolutely, yes. Because
a yell. So now the whole scene is obsolete because of how he introduced him.
Let him get his stuff off real quick.
He's a very masculine male. He's not going to be so overly emotional that he
he's always like that. That's literally the point. Okay.
But you can see that that's Matt
He's
Murdock.
always
especially when you beat up those cops.
If Jeff was somehow magically in my apartment and I just came in, right? I'm going to look and I'm like, oh shit, but I'm going to realize that it's Jeff because I have so much time that it's Jeff because he's at the very end of the room. It just did not make any sense. Also, this is how I would have done the episode. White Tiger just died. I would, by somebody who was acting like they were the Punisher, I would have had to have Punisher out investigating this. I would have had Matt Murdock out investigating this, just like how SSJ did. He doesn't want to be in full Daredevil costume, be in the black suit again. That way, while they're both investigating it, there's a clash point between the two. Because Punisher's about to handle it the Punisher way, and Daredevil wants to try to handle it the not so Daredevil way, the Matt Murdock way. And then that way you get a clash, and then you get this conversation that we had. While Matt Murdock says, well, we got to follow the system. And then Punisher says, well, did the system work well for White Tiger? Did the system work out for my boy? That's how I would have had it. I would have had the Punisher in full-blown costume, Disney. In full-blown costume. Yes, I know you hate costumes, but I would have had Punisher in the full-blown costume, rocking the skull, everything, okay? I would have had Muse. I would have had Muse start off this episode. This episode showing why he killed, showing the artistry of all this. So then that way we started off with all of this mystery, all of this suspense of who is this guy? Why is he doing this? That's how you make an episode. That's how you get people engaged. You got to get people engaged because, again, the last time we saw the show, I was a completely different person in a completely different setting. It's been a long time. It's been a long, long time. You got to hit the nail on the head while it's hot. Again,
so that means the issues are you then.
We got shows like Agatha doing better. And SSJ already said that Agatha had a poor ending. We had shows like Name Echo. SJ said that also had a poor ending. So how am I supposed to have all of this confidence that we're going to have the last 4 episodes be good? How am I supposed to have all of this confidence? You say that, oh, well, Invincible has some downfalls. Invincible gave us action every single episode.
Holy shit, I'm about to roast every fucking thing you're talking
Hold
about.
on. Hey,
Bondo! Roast me, because a good
I can't
episode
wait. You done?
Invincible-
You done? You done?
Hold on.
You done?
Hold on, Bondo. This not your take.
Common sense is about to speak.
Crap. So if you want to come at me, you better come at me hard.
Ew, pause.
Go ahead.
Pause, nigga.
Invincible, of course.
I'm not coming at you hard at all. I'm gonna come at you correctly. Go ahead and correct your ignorance, but I'm not coming hard at all.
Go ahead, cuz.
Ain't no one coming hard.
That's
Pause.
it. Now I want Bondo to come at me.
Well, hold on.
Well, you don't.
Before we do that, I don't want to. I was going to go to SSJ after that, and then y'all can have y'all squabble.
It's not a squabble. It's just a matter of knowing what you're talking about. That's all.
Okay, and then by the way, SSJ.
It's just a knee-jerk reaction of what
SSJ,
you want. Nothing about what the story actually means.
Okay, and then Jonan did say regarding Vanessa. My fault for not putting this up. He said at least Michael Clark Duncan Kingpin didn't have to deal with Vanessa. Indeed.
That
was
movie
probably
was
another black
terrible. I don't even want to talk about that.
Hey, the F-bombs, Bundle. Can we just take our time today?
Yeah, but Jonan's a huge fan of that 2003
Jonan,
Daredevil
you are
movie,
definitely
which
a
we all grew up
minority
movie was
in the
terrible.
Discord. But okay, SSJ. Yeah, go ahead. Give me your take.
So yeah, I thought it was a good conversation, but it should have been like, I do agree with some of the points that your cousin was saying. Like, we should have had some more build up to it, but I still was not expecting a team up, like anything like that, to happen this episode, because we just freshly got introduced to Frank Castle. We just freshly got reintroduced to Frank Castle. Yes, it was that terrible. I'm reacting to Jonan's comment. Yes, that 2003 Daredevil movie was hot garbage. It was that terrible. Yeah,
Michael Duncan. He shouldn't.
Punisher is like, we're definitely going to see him in more episodes, but at the same time, I do understand where your cousin is coming from. Like, we definitely should have seen like it shouldn't have just been that one confined 5-minute little scene. We should have at least seen him go out and potentially, like, the scene where we saw Matt Murdock go and look for that bullet. Punisher should have been out there with him at the very least.
Shouldn't. Where the hell would he even be out there? He doesn't care about the law and fanboys. He's in hiding. Why would he now care about a shell?
I think he would care if he sees that someone else is using his
bullet.
No, he
didn't, because as soon as he showed it, he said, "Oh, another fanboy," and didn't care about it. Even the comic books, he didn't care about him. Why would he care about it?
Okay.
He never cared about
sure,
any of the Punisher. He literally never did. That doesn't make sense. We can't use that.
Bundle. Let SSJ continue on with his point though. Still, as you were saying.
I mean, that's all I'm gonna leave it at that though. We know that the MCU doesn't follow the comics to a T, so I don't expect them to just be like, oh well, they didn't, he didn't care about that in the comics, so he's not going to care about it now. It's something that's probably going to be picked up again in the future, for sure, because that's the whole thing with Kingpin. He has a vigilante task force, and they're mostly using Punisher's name to spread the message and put bad rep on Punisher to get them to interact with each other.
Okay.
So
I got you.
We will see.
I got you. Jonan says Punisher doesn't really like dirty cops, from what I've heard.
He hates them.
Yeah.
That's
a matter of fact. Well, I guess a little bit that I'll add to the conversation before I go right back to you, Bundle.
I ain't got that no more.
Okay. But it's the only thing that's weird to me is what is going to be Matt Murdock's breaking point? I know he's trying to prove himself in the court system, which the court system isn't. Well, I guess a bigger breakthrough, which obviously is probably going to involve him putting the suit on and probably going a bit ballistic. That's already kind of foreseen in this near future of this season. But I mean,
And keep in mind, he's also getting his own one-shot series. So I expect, like, Punisher will definitely get more of his due when we get that one-shot series that's mostly focused on him. So we're probably just going to get a little taste in Daredevil to hold us over until that one-shot comes up.
Sorry, I'm watching the game. My bad.
But but I mean, basically, so far within these 4 episodes, the buildup is we're waiting for Punisher. I mean, we're waiting for Matt Murdock to snap off and get violent, and then he just had an intervention with Punisher.
It's gonna happen next episode.
So
yeah.
It's Punisher now. It's Punisher now. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here to the chat. Upward says it's okay to call out bad writing. Why mention that if he just brushes it off and doesn't give a shit? Hopefully they come back to the fanboys. And Jonan also puts in the chat, it's probably a commentary in real life how people like military or cops wear.
Yeah, you got all those people that say "Believe the Blue" that rock a Punisher symbol.
Mm-hmm. And
that's exactly what it is
with crooked cops.
Okay. And then Punisher hates those guys. He has it all the time. He don't care about them. Matter of fact, he kills them.
So I've got one pointless opinion to ask of you guys that on this episode that I'm sure you guys paid attention to. So how's you guys' baddie radar going off for this episode? I saw helly baddies. Matt Murdock doesn't miss, bro. I saw there's some cuties
Daredevil,
this episode.
Daredevil claps as much cheeks as Peter Parker does, but I mean,
he's more suave than Peter, to be honest. In my opinion,
he got it like that. He got it like that. He got it like that. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, he does. Fair. I said that in my previous video too. Like, he's got away with the ladies, and
I can't remember my
rewatch season 1 of Daredevil, I remember there was a scene where Foggy and him were having a conversation, saying, "I don't know how Matt Murdock gets all these women when he can't see, and they somehow end up being fine." And then he said, "Well, he just pulls that, oh, I'm blind," and then touches on their face. It's like, oh, let me see this. So I thought of that when you were saying that too. Like, that's probably how he gets all the baddies.
He can tell that they bad just by the smell or what, just touching them or something like that. Just she mad thick. But how you know, bro?
He's about to say he's got heightened senses, bro. He can just sense the
work out. Hey, he can't tell what a chick had to eat. Told her what cake she ate this morning. Now that's weird. But I feel
Yeah, that is weird.
Like, that had to be digested. You can smell that. Like,
was it that Latvian prosecutor, the one that he had to talk down to about lowering that guy's sentence? She's bad to me, bro. I don't know about y'all, but she's
a French chick, but I feel you. But yeah, she
was okay.
She'd have got the croissants. I feel you.
What about you, cuz? Cuz, are you allowed to elaborate?
She got the cheddar baked biscuit.
I don't know what it's like over there at the Simmons household.
Well, wait. What you mean? He can tell you if she bad or not.
All right, my turn.
Sophia. He remembers Sophia being bad. Sophia Falcone. He was like, Sophia Falcone bad as hell. I was like, I feel you, Derek. Yeah, she is. What's happening? Wait,
my turn.
You think Megan's tight?
To answer your question, upward, yes, he can.
Yo, this chick, Matt's girl is nice though. But what you think, Derek? Who's nice in this episode?
My turn now. That girl that Matt was trying to get that sentencing from.
Yeah.
With the big old forehead.
Oh, shit. I'm sitting there doing that.
He is bad. She badder than a mother lover. Oh my God.
She's some French actress.
Yeah, and his girlfriend too. His new girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend's cold. My bad.
Yeah, his girlfriend. I like.
His girlfriend's cold business, bro. To the point I had to look at some younger pictures of her.
Whoa. Jonan said Daredevil turned down Black Widow for Heather Glenn, the girl in they show currently. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's in the comics that happened.
So
If she look
But
like
him and
if she
Black
look like
Widow
this in the episode, I understand.
My fault for cutting you off, cuz. Go ahead.
So here's my thoughts on why, how Daredevil knows these women are bad. I believe it's the voice. It's the voice. When you talk to a hot chick, you kind of know the kind of voices that they have, right? And so, like, I know, like, anytime that I was online dating or whatever, the voice of a chick, I can kind of know, okay, she's probably attractive. And then you go see her, and then she is attractive. When a girl's ugly, you can kind of tell in her voice.
Hey, hold on. Just let me cut you off for 1 second because Upward has something else to add to the conversation. Upward, I mean, considering that he can tell what they have eaten, Upward,
Yeah, I just answered that.
Upward
for
says
Upward.
he can also tell if the chick's box is found. He's got a box alert sense.
Yeah, he
Add
can.
that to the combo.
Oh, that
Go
would
ahead,
be
cuz.
crazy
Yeah,
if your
he
pH
definitely
is off. That would.
Oh, Matt's gonna know.
I mean, I know it'd be
Yeah, he
bad for
probably
Wolverine,
can.
but for him too, though, that's vicious. Derek, look what you started. That's horrible. That's horrible. You know, but that's the same for every human being, then, bro.
As you were saying, cuz.
That's gonna be terrible. Even
Yeah,
niggas think.
yeah. So, but that's interesting. So you'll know how many guys she's sleeping with because you can smell the pH balance. So yeah, like, oh man, she's for the streets. I smell. Oh no, like.
Or if she didn't clean that thing out.
He can smell the man on her. He can smell a different man on her.
He can smell all kinds of cockadoodles, so he knows who she had them to. He knows who she had.
Cockadoodle. See, I knew getting rid of profanity that somebody was going to get creative. I knew someone was going to get creative.
Yeah, so he has all the senses to get the baddest, purest chick around. Which, hey, that's a superpower. That's why he's a superhero.
I'm gonna start seeing Matt in the courtroom with his nose.
Hey, he did hit She-Hulk though. He did hit She-Hulk.
And She-Hulk bad. I
He
told
got
you.
that,
I
he
love
got that
She-Hulk.
gamma goo.
She-Hulk be giving it up though.
Hey, didn't
That
he
was
bang
a
She-Hulk
joke,
in the
though.
She-Hulk
We don't
war?
talk about that show. That was a joke.
It
show.
was a joke show.
Giving it up.
Hey, speaking of that joke show, real quick, I will say one thing. Remember when Matt Murdock called his partner Kating, and she said she had to take the Madison case? You think that was the Madison from She-Hulk? That was the Madison with two Y's, but not where you think it is. Remember that bit? Oh, remember that trick?
Nah,
No.
Yo,
probably a different.
you don't remember She-Hulk? Like the woman that Wong helped, brought her away from Mephisto. She was on the stand for She-Hulk, like 3 episodes. Madison with the Y, but not where you think it is. You remember that?
I didn't watch the.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I just wonder if she said that she had to work on the Madison case, whatever, like this, and I just noticed that when I looked at it with the captions, they spelled it that way. So I was like, oh. And he did go up against She-Hulk, and in a case within She-Hulk. But I mean, it's a stretch. But I
I think we're reaching now.
I think we are reaching, but they spelled it. But
Tag.
if you watch that episode again, this last episode, when he says that, it says the Madison case, and it spells it with 2 Y's. I'm like, okay.
It's just a coincidence.
Well, I mean, obviously a coincidence, but it's within the same Daredevil universe. I mean, and she's the one that linked with Wong. That's now a part of Carmitage, and it was the one that made the deal with Mephisto to get back to Earth. I mean, I'm just saying, what if there's something that comes in the future with that? I mean, that's something.
Jonan says that Daredevil can measure age, weight, can judge. He can also in an episode he was explaining to Foggy that he could tell what breakfast he had 2 weeks ago.
That's just nasty.
Upward said more than likely it'll be an Easter egg. I will say this though.
Easter egg, yeah.
SSJ, I think the last episode that we covered when I asked your opinion about the Morales, that police officer that was in the courtroom, and it possibly being a connection into the Miles Morales, and you said no because of his name,
Jeff Davis.
Which was Davis. But
changed it to Morales,
exactly. In the comics, exactly. That's all that I was bringing up. So, are you still going to eliminate that possibility? or
Yeah,
didn't make it?
that's not a thing for this. I'm eliminating that. That's not connected in any way.
Okay.
Probably is. In
Probably
New
not.
York, his
Disney's
last
not
name is Morales. They try to make everything now connected these days. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Everybody's in New York though, so
It's true.
it's just
It
a
wouldn't
coincidence.
surprise me
I
though.
don't
It
think
wouldn't surprise me.
him.
I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm not going to do that. But if they 2 years, 3 years from now, go ahead and make that correlation, I'm like, man, I'm not surprised.
That make one hell of a quiz question though. Like, what was the first time? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, because Angela Del Toro, the one you're talking about, the first time she was mentioned is what, the second episode of Jessica Jones? No, fourth episode.
Yeah, but they wrecked.
They retconned it.
I saw one of those Easter egg channels, which is probably not a
Yeah,
good
my mic.
idea to always watch.
I saw it. I just remembered
Let me
it.
see, I
But
don't-
like, I mean, even though she's not there, but they
Yeah,
try to make
I
the
think that got
correlation.
wrecked.
I think it was more just paying respect to
Whose
what.
mic is that?
Yeah, I don't know whose mic that is. Yeah, Miles' Uncle Aaron. Yeah, with Donald Glover and Homecoming. Yeah,
I muted myself to still hear it.
I think it's something over there. Oh wait, there you go. All these things could just be random mentions of names or Easter eggs, but I think they put those names there just like, hey, if we care to make it canon or continuity wear on, be like, hey, remember we mentioned that 6 years ago in that one movie? You can be able to say that now. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt
that's
or
probably
harm.
what that is.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't hurt or harm it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if it doesn't mean anything, then you get to be like, see, told you his name's still Davis. It's like shrug shoulders. But if you come to it and be like, oh yeah, we mentioned him 6 years ago in Daredevil, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Don't mean nothing, but they're just doing it there for the
So
sake
I'm
of it.
gonna go ahead and record this real quick. So if they don't mention it, I'm gonna come back to all of y'all. All y'all owe me $50 in this stream because Disney does not care about Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Disney don't care about it.
Look, Jonan
Jonan
said that Miles' Uncle Aaron was in Homecoming.
He was Donald Glover. Childish Gambino.
Yeah, that was Childish Gambino's character.
But
that was Sony. I don't see them
yeah.
bringing them into the like bigger picture of Marvel unless it's
They
a
brought
Spider-Man
him back
film.
in Multiverse of Madness. Brought him back in not Multiverse of Madness, but the Multiverse Spider-Man movie. Remember when he went to the Spider headquarters?
Yeah.
Again, it's Sony. Again, it's Sony.
I don't see them actually bringing him into like the bigger picture unless it's a Spider-Man Sony film. They're not gonna do anything else with those characters like that, unless
maybe
Disney sells Spider-Man or buys out Spider-Man, which would be great.
Disney's stubborn like that, so it's really hard to see that a future of that being that way. So I agree with that, but I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I don't put anything. I'm not gonna put it past.
You thought that they were gonna do it with Tom Hardy and his Venom, and had like Venom pause lick the screen at the end of when that one was like, "Oh, you coming over to MCU now?" Yeah. And the next,
I don't know why, but I had a feeling they were never gonna cross over. I just knew they weren't gonna cross over.
I didn't think so either.
I thought
Sony was too proud, but then they acted like, oh, then they showed it, and it was like, okay, we got something to look forward to, and then they did nothing with it. All right.
It was just a matter of Sony being stupid because we found out years later that we could have used Spider-Man in any of these films and they decided not to. So that's just stupid, Sony. They did it.
Yeah,
that's
just Sony. That's
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's you're right. That's one I would never argue that. That's just Sony. Sony's been dropping the ball on a lot of their Sinister Six, Amazing Spider-Man. Things they did with Vulture, Morbius. Don't get me started. And Madam Web.
Don't get me started on Vulture.
I'm willing to kill somebody over
Morbius.
Web. I don't
how
know
they destroyed that.
Morbius, Madam Web.
I gotta rewatch Morbius. Matter of fact, I never watched Morbius. I didn't. I gotta probably check that out.
You might have to get. You're gonna have to get high to watch that. That's how bad. You know what? That might not even help you. That might not even help you.
That's one of them.
Oh wow.
That's one of them. I watched this so y'all don't have to. That's one of them. Even I was just like, what is this? What did y'all do? Man? Like, Intentions were there, but it's cheeks. And Madam Web, there was nothing about Madam Web that's good or digestible.
I think Batwoman was better
I did all that research into what was supposed to happen in Madam Web, and I wasted my time. Just like I think it was it was SSJ when I did one of the weekly updates. He was like,
you told him. I was there.
You're wasting your time studying, talking about the spider totem and how important it's supposed to be. He said they're just gonna, you're not even going to introduce to what you're talking about.
7 packets of ass.
Like it was basically a CW version.
Derek, did you see that? Did you see that?
Of these girls.
Madam Web?
Yeah, did you see Madam Web and Morbius and stuff? Did you see that?
It was terrible.
No, I see none of the Sonyverse films except for the first two Venom films.
Good. You would hate Marvel more than you do now if you saw.
Well, try to make a Spider-Man story without Spider-Man is ridiculous. It's like everybody in Sony was in the room and was like, you know what would be a good idea? Let's make a Spider-Man.
I like that comment from Jonan. Morbius was definitely not okay. That movie was top tier trash. He's saying it's okay. That movie was top tier garbage. Can I cuss?
They had the actors for
Actually,
it.
No, I'm
not. I think you can be more creative than that, SSJ.
That movie was some sugar honey iced tea.
There you go. I knew you can do it.
It
was some hot sugar honey iced tea.
That's how I know you're black. That's what black people say. Black people, sugar honey iced tea.
I'm starting to bring that back.
That thing was. It wasn't. I mean, I understand any movie like that. And you have your CGI moments and fight moments where you can be like, "Oh, that was cool," but overall, nah, that wasn't it.
It was terrible.
That wasn't it. I'll defend What If season 1 before that, and you better leave me alone, SSJ.
Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the leash down. I won't bug you on What If, even though I respectfully disagree.
Season 1 is okay.
I respectfully disagree. And you know, all 3 seasons were written by a woman too, so that's why it was bad.
Upward says Jared Leto's a good singer, but his acting is trash.
Like his Joker.
Ooh, I thought his singing was terrible too.
All right, man.
He was good in the Dallas Buyers Club, but he got an Oscar for it. That's what he was good at.
And then
I do like some 80 Second to Mars albums, especially the first one. The first one was fantastic.
This is going out. My headset's going out.
And then
Derek was just talking. I missed what he said. Excuse me, sorry.
Jonan said generic, not top tier garbage. Top tier garbage.
I hear you, Jonan. I hear you. Jonan, I feel you. You see the ugliness. You see the greatness in things that are majoritively ugly. I get you. I understand. I try to have that mindset sometimes too.
Because that's your mic. That's doing an echo. Okay, there we go. I guess yeah. But well, I mean, you might as well, you can unmute now. But cause it anything you wanted to include?
When are gonna hop on Marvel? When you gonna hop on Marvel Rivals with us, Derek? Actually, no, my bad. I cut you off. My fault.
I have nothing else to add. I think I said it all today. And I would never waste my time watching the Spider-Man film without Spider-Man. It's the most ridiculous idea that everybody came up with. I think they were on drugs or something. It was stupid. Marvel Rivals, let's get on it.
Wait, did you ever see any of the Venom movies, Derek?
The first 2.
That's it. Same.
They were not good. They were Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man.
More. I expected more.
That's true. That's true.
I can watch the film.
They have moments. They have moments.
If you're unaware of anything,
Venom was so stupid in those movies too. Like, why was he DJing in the second movie? Like, that was so stupid.
That whole that sense of humor. We are something like that. Like, that's where you went with Venom, really?
I think with the first film, what got me was
made him a toddler.
I was thirsty for Venom.
My kids love Venom though.
And it was Eminem.
He's like,
Eminem's my favorite rapper. the Venom film.
I agree with you there. I was thirsty for a Venom film too, just to see how it would work in a modern day comic book film, since we've seen the greatness of all the Avenger films. So when you got that Venom, and you got the soundtrack, the people around it, Eminem, RT, just the promotions around, I was like, dog, this is gonna be it. And in the trailers they even produced, you didn't see any of Venom's the symbiote's sense of humor or anything like that. You just saw the actions of it. So you went in there with like, this is going to be a dark horse type of film, and then you got
is McFarlane going to get the delivery they're supposed to have?
Yeah, and you got that. And it's like there's few far and in between where you act like Venom, where you eat the heads of people, and you act you're a symbiote. For the most part, you're like, you sound like you're a failed comedian.
Right.
It's like, what did you do with this? You know what I mean? And then when they had Carnage,
and I still play that track by Eminem today on some of my workouts.
Yeah.
It's like Venom.
Have you guys watched McFarlane's
Parker's favorite song, bro.
Have you guys watched any interviews with McFarlane when they asked him about like the Venom franchise?
My mic is messing up. I can't hear. I'm sorry.
So basically, McFarlane's like trying his best to like not talk bad about how they screwed up his baby. That's basically why I mentioned that. Yep.
Oh, you're talking about Venom?
Spider-Man 3's Venom was better than Tom Hardy's Venom.
I'll take the Tom Hardy over the Spider-Man 3 Venom. That's Spider-Man 3 Venom.
It might be a hot take. I think Spider-Man 3's Venom was better.
You're boiling in magma.
That's a strong argument because at least that one is comic book or more comic book accurate.
He's comic book accurate at least. He may be small, but at least he's comic accurate.
There y'all go. Yep.
Exactly.
But
where you see him wishing for Spider-Man to be dead, and then he gets the symbiote at the church.
But I will take Eddie Brock's action and CGI over the visuals of Spider-Man 3.
I would too, but
the no spider on the chest bothers me though.
Yeah, he said it.
Same here. Facts.
He said
but
no spider on the chest.
In Spider-Man 3, they turned Venom into a wet Goomba from the Mario Brothers movie. You know, remember you have to put the picture up. I mean, he looked that bad, bro. That it was not digestible.
He's roasting Topher, y'all. He's roasting Topher.
When was the last time you saw Spider-Man 3?
Well, why does it so long?
Probably like 3 years.
I can barely hear you guys.
Probably like 3 years after the movie had actually came out.
I don't think he still looks that bad. The only thing is he's just small. That's it. As a matter of fact,
Topher Grace is a small actor.
Video game.
Yeah,
the Spider-Man 3 video game made the Topher Grace Venom comic book accurate size. He's bigger in the game than he is in the actual movie, which that's canon as well too.
I saw the movie not too long ago on Netflix at SSJ. I probably saw it maybe a year ago on Netflix. And I feel like the film still holds up to this day. When Spider-Man 3 first came out, that was a film that I was watching constantly because, especially in comparison to what we're getting today, that's still way better than most of the content that we're getting today. So
I agree.
Phase 5 content, yes.
Yeah, that's what
like Phase 4 and Phase 5.
Yeah, I wasn't comparing it to Endgame. No.
Oh, we're on the same page. We on 100. We 100. I'm with you. 100. We there. I just want to go ahead and roast Thor Ragnarok. I hate that damn movie. Sorry.
That is true. Upper says at least Spider-Man 3 tried to have Venom being serious.
It was.
At least they tried for him to be serious. He was just small. That was it.
What's the director's name? Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Shout out to him. Real quick. I met him Comic-Con like over 10 years ago. But yeah.
Nice.
Well, guys, I'm about to end this. I'm gonna need all of you guys to hit that like button for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything y'all want to include?
Yeah, cuz I got one more revelation.
I think Derek should be Luke Cage.
when Spider-Man 3 came out, it's ironic. When Spider-Man 3 came out, it's ironic that at the time we were complaining that it was too many villains. And now look at the crap we're getting today.
I never complained, but I guess
that right.
if that was the consensus of what people think, that's crazy. I mean, yeah.
Well,
yeah. Well, we can hear you. You sound kind of far.
I know. It's like I don't know what's wrong with these ones. I have two of them. This one's charging. This one's trash. But y'all saw so far away on this one. I can't.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. Those joints right there, I don't know if they have like a short lifespan, but everybody I know is like eventually from when they first get those joints, eventually they just sound like they're in somebody's pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, that's why I keep doing this. I'm like, when I get closer to the iPad, I can hear you guys, but I gotta put my face on it.
Hey, matter of fact, Bundle, have you started at least watching or reading on that Power Man issue with Luke Cage that's been came out there on?
I have, yes, I have.
Thank you. I've been waiting for you to. So what'd you think about him going up against the Void?
I'm not done.
It's only that issue too.
I'm not done. I know. I didn't even finish.
This Power Man guy has the. He's got gamma radiation and.
Is this Shade's son? That's Power Man.
You said is it what?
Is it Luke Cage Power Man or is it Shade's son? Because I know in the comics there's a. Okay, because I know Shade's son. Shade is Luke Cage's villain. I know his son.
Yeah, he just fought the Void.
A superpower hero.
He just fought the Void. Issue 3, he's going to go up against Apocalypse.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, but he's like this. He's this overpowered being that's been holding back from trying to kill these beings that are trying to wipe out the existence of us and go through planets. But like,
the last one I was reading was the Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, introduction of Absolute Flash, and the last
Manhunter
one that
is Manhunter.
Yeah. Dude, the look of Absolute Batman's villain. Did you see Bane? Absolute Bane.
I haven't read 5 yet.
So I'm not gonna give nothing away. The way Absolute Bane and Victor Freeze looks, I'm like, dog, they ate on that character design. But I'm just still waiting for Assad Rebus, Avengers versus the Aliens. I'm mad that they only release an issue every 2.5 months. It's so stupid to me. And it's only 15 pages too. But anyway,
they're dropping Superior Avengers as well.
Yeah, but I just want to have something because Assad is like my favorite illustrator. So like the last 7 years. So I got him, Greg Capullo. I'm not gonna get into people anyway. I just really want that. I just feel like the Avengers versus the Alien story was so much better than Wolverine versus Predator and Black Panther versus Predator. Even though I love Predator more, but the Avengers versus Alien story is just so much better, man. It's art, illustration, the writing. I love it. Anyway.
All right. I'm about to end this stream.
I'm gonna be on this for a little bit, even after it ends. But if anybody wants to, I know it's 1. Anybody got a game of Marvel Rivals or 2 in? I'm with it.
Sure, I gotta wake up mad early, and I got the kiddos.
So do I. So.
But that's on you guys.
Feel. I understand. I didn't show you the ink joint I got. It's one. Sorry. This is a Japanese illustrator. Even though his last name is Murata, not Yusuke Murata, Yusuke Murata. That's cool. But he goes by Shin Murata, which I think he took because old boy makes the One Punch Man. He couldn't even speak or sign the stuff. The dude just had to go ahead and put a stamp on it. I got his long little. He made this One Punch joint in front of me. It took him like 30 minutes to do, bro. I came back for it. There's the other joint I got at Comic-Con. He couldn't, he just kept bowing me the whole time. He couldn't even sign it. He just put his stamp signature on it. He didn't do nothing English.
Jonan said, I got the gym. Are you talking about my cousin? You talking about how big my cousin is?
So I got the gym.
It's the only thing I can think of. He's trying to make reference to how big you are, cuz. I got the gym.
The IBF Pro. I got the gym. I mean, hey, Derek, are you gonna eat again tonight, bro? Before you go to sleep? Wait, is he even there? There you go. There you go. Hey, hit him with it. Hit him with it. Let him know.
Derek for Riggin though. Let him know, cuz.
I got 2 more meals today. 2 more
You
meals.
got, even at 1 a.m., you got 2 more meals before you go to
It's
sleep?
10 o'clock here.
Oh, that's right. All right, it's 1 a.m. where we're at. All right.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. over here.
Damn, 2 more meals? What are they going to consist of?
I'm making sweet potato and chicken breast.
Uh-huh.
The next one is just protein shake and oatmeal.
Yeah, I would throw up in the morning because my stomach would be too full. Just,
6 meals a day, bundle. 6 meals a day.
Johnny wasn't making fun of you. He was saying that he's got to work out in the morning. With me saying I'm about to hop off and get up early. He said
6 meals a day. You do you meal prep it out, or like your calorie intake already established?
Yeah, my coaches have my plan labeled out, and I just cook as I go.
Scheiße.
Because I work from home, so I just I go to the kitchen and back and forth to my office.
I got you. Just miss my days.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. About to end this. I appreciate y'all for hopping in. I gotta lay it down.
I'm still stronger. It's all good. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be asleep as well.
I work in the morning because Red Bull's getting mad busy, but I'll give one run of Groot, hurt some boys' feelings, and hop into bed myself. Michigan State and all my teams won. Let's go, State! Let's go, State!
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna win it this year. Come on and raise up, take the shirt off. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? That's why it's all green in here. Michigan State, Spartans #2, and see we going there. We're gonna beat Auburn in the Final Four. Put your money on us. Let's go.
All right, I'm about to press this button. But hell yeah,
it is.
Good luck for you.
All right.
Good luck for you.
You know what it is, good people. It's great talking to y'all again.
Peace.
But next time y'all have a free time on Marvel Rivals, you see me on, don't hesitate. Hit me up. We gotta get it in, people.
Gotcha.
All right, man. Y'all stay safe. Much love.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you up.
All right, my boy.
Peace.